Well, what can I say? She awed everybody, especially my 2 young sons. And I thought this would come up, but it didn't. So we were at a restaurant, and Joe, I love to eat Thai, and I don't think it was Thai. And Joe leaned over with me and said, Kim, put this menu in your purse.
Really?
I said, what? She said, yes, for my menu collection. I had to steal several menus for Joe. Well, my boys found them in my bag. They were shocked. Mom, you stole a menu. I said, it was for Joe. You know, if Joe wanted it, she got it. Well, I'm Kim Steinhauer, and I too am here today and president of Estill International because of Joe. Yes, it's redundant by now, but there is no doubt that her influence changed the course of my life. She would argue against that, saying that my plan A, again, was already set, and she just had to nudge, well, push, and prod, and shove. Not yet, cut me to follow the path. Which might be the path. A path that has connected all of us together. Joe was not shy in saying that she needed all of us. Our very diverse, distinctive, and driven group of people to enrich, strengthen, and deliver her message. It is a testament to Joe and her visionary voice model that these talented, unique people, research scientist to church choir member, community theater actor to clinical therapist, physician, and as you can see in the press release, international singing sensation, all are unified throughout the world by this common, no, uncommon model. The superstar in all of them is the Estill voice model and Joe Estill. It is my privilege to stand before you to celebrate Joe's life, and now I share with you a few of her nudges for me. Again, 1984, 85, I'm a junior in college preparing for a musical career, but finishing a degree in music education because my parents thought I needed something to fall back on. Joe speaks at a Pennsylvania Music Educators Conference and summarizes her early voice model in her cookbook for voice quality. There's no nudge needed there because I said, wow, this lady said, as you heard before, we all have the same parts. We all can mix them together to produce different qualities. And not only that, there is another wow, that her student, Ron Bevan, was finishing his PhD at Columbia University, and he was in Pittsburgh and agreed to mentor me in my student teaching. So, his high school choral teaching is amazing. The students are singing at a level so far above others, belting out Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy, and the next moment sobbing, oh my stereo. He shows me his Estill hand signals that is the beginning to develop the conducting the choirs. He shares with me his ideas for his dissertation on the acoustic, physiologic, and perceptual differences between speech and belt qualities. And he says, you know, Miss Fender, I have seen fads come and go, but nothing as revolutionary as Joe Estill and her compulsory figures for voice. I beg him for private voice lessons because, you know, I'm going to move to New York for my career, and he says no. He says, with Estill, you learn voice in a group. You need to seek out Joe, and you need to study with her. I scrape everything together, get to a course with Joe in State College, and in open coaching, as often the case, she says, okay, now do this. And we were belting, and she goes, belt higher. And I did. Belt higher. I did. Belt higher. I did. And she said, where did you learn to do that? And I said, well, Joe, I've been studying with Ron. I student taught with him. And she said, oh, you learned from me to belt. I said, you're right. And then she said, and now try this. Another nudge. I did travel to New York for amazing private lessons that she begrudgingly gave me. She did not want to. Every lesson we talked more and more about the figures and the science behind them. She continued nudging me, saying, hey, Kim, there are so many singers in New York. So many singers in New York. We don't need more singers. We need the research. Please, won't you go back and get your degree in research? And I thought, well, research, that's different. Very different to do research. Different is nice back of her amazing year, but as you can see by her quilts, her eyes were equally as special. She saw things differently. I remember driving by a building in Pittsburgh, and it was a prison, and I drove by it daily, and she said, "Kim, look at those lips." And I said, "What?" She said, "Look at those lips." And the windows had borders. There are several windows all over it. And they looked like lips. And so, again, my sons, myself, my husband never drive by it without seeing those lips because of Jo's eyes. She did the same thing with the scientists. They looked at endoscopy. They looked at stroboscopy. They all looked at it for years. And she said, "Hey, false focal fold retraction. Hey, a tilt of the cricoid or thyroid." Her visual and auditory talent is integrated all throughout the model. And that talent she forced on me in getting my PhD. Well, not forced, I mean, I meant to. But she forced me up to those standards in my work. I was proud to present her work and watch the greatest scientists in the world turn their shocking disbelief in a system by this small, feisty woman to their present gratitude and adulation at world-class scientific congresses. I cherish the day I ran to the phone, BC, before cell, so I had to go to a payphone at the Voice Foundation, and I dialed her and I said, "Jo, you will not believe that Dr. Ingo Tietze, a prolific world-renowned scientist, said at the keynote speech at the International Voice Symposium, 'I'm sorry that it took us 20 years to catch up to the innovative and revolutionary work of Jo Estill.'" Yes, Jo, you are here in your work. We learned with you to hear it, to feel it, and to see it differently. I thank her for her nudges, and I thank her for the connections with everybody here and those who are thinking of us at this time. So, in conclusion, Jo requested a Cirque du Soleil type celebration. One of her, oh wait, I had a Glee moment, like I just was speaking, and then I was song. Well, Jo loved Glee, and Alice said she would watch Glee in these last times. And so, in Glee fashion, you have words on the back of your program, and now we are going to all sing a song, because it reminds us that everyone has a beautiful voice. And here we go. Sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong, sing of good things not bad, sing of happy not sad, sing a song, make it simple to last you all night long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. La 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 Sing a song, let the world sing along. Sing of what there could be. Sing for you and for me. Sing a song, make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. Sing, falsetto, sing a song.